Assistant to the Governor of Taraba State on Youth Affairs in collaboration with the Special Advisor, Youth Empowerment and the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Taraba State Chapter invites all youth groups in the state to register for Taraba State Youth Transformation Initiative. Registration is free. The Taraba Youth Transformation Initiative is strategically designed to identify and equip youth groups with skills to enhance youth development. Registration will take place in all the 168 political wards in Taraba State. Registration starts 31st of March 2025. Venue: all local government secretariats across the state. Don't miss out. Register your youth groups today and take a step towards unlocking your full potentials. Join us and let's build a brighter future for Taraba youths. Ambassador Emmanuel George, JP, SSA, Youth Affairs, Announcer.
No matter how long you live, you cannot learn it all. You can only do your best because you know go feed you all. So if you want to criticize me, go small.
Attention Taraba.
Welcome to the broadcast of News Hour on SOM TV, the pulse of the nation. You can follow us on Facebook at SOM TV and on YouTube at SOM TV Live. Now the major headlines. Gombe State has recently implemented measures to address environmental concern and protect public infrastructure. Goodluck Jonathan warns weak governance, compromised judiciary hurts Nigerians' global image. Troops dismantle bandits' hideout, arrest gun runners in Taraba Plateau State. Joint security forces rescue kidnapped naval officer, 2 civilians in Abuja. I am Esther Oka-Steven with the news in full. Gombe State has recently implemented measures to address environmental concern and protect public infrastructure. Governor Inuwa Yahaya signed Executive Order Number 8 of 2024, which bans illegal mining activities within the state. This order aims to regulate mining operations, safeguard host communities from exploitation, and prevent environmental degradation. SOM TV correspondent files in the report.
The Gombe State government has warned against illegal sand excavation and vandalism of public infrastructure, vowing to take strict action against offenders. While addressing the press in his office, the executive chairman of GOSUBDA, Bapoyo Samanja, revealed that several individuals have been arrested and fined for damaging newly constructed roads. He emphasized that Gombe has been recognized as a leader in urban and rural development in the northeastern state, attributing the success to Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya's transformation agenda.
What is happening within the state capital and other local government areas giving us some kind of concern. We have people who are cutting roads. That is, you find out that somebody will just go in a new road where a new road had been constructed. He will start breaking the culvert, and then he will also cut off the nylon tar that has been there. In the name, or with the name of making a slab so that he can either park his vehicles or he can enter into his house or whatever it is. But the most important thing is that the slab people are cutting is getting too much now. With the massive development His Excellency is carrying out in this state, which is very glaringly seen. But unfortunately, along the line, we find out that some people, either knowingly or unknowingly, are destroying some very vital areas and some very vital parts.
Samanja also warns against illegal sand excavation in Shehu Abubakar district and called on residents to comply with urban planning regulations.
We arrested 2 or 3 people who are digging sand and soil in Bafo. And Bafo is part of the Gombe development area, you know, central development area. So you find out that if somebody can go to Bafo and start digging for sand or soil, that means actually he is trying to damage the major activity that His Excellency is carrying out. Likewise, we find some roughness, because it is getting too much to that one, about our street lights. In 1 week, you find out that about 4 or 5 street lights will be broken, and those street lights are very expensive. The actual thing is that Gombe is making progress more than any other state so far in northern Nigeria, if we look at it. I've gone to so many places, I've seen it. Recently, Gombe is given an award in northeastern state. That is, Gosubda is giving an award as the best development institution in northeastern state. The award was translated to the governor, because the governor is the person who is actually working while we supervise behind the scene.
The government is stepping up enforcement to safeguard public infrastructure, urging residents to support ongoing development efforts. From Gombe, Kamal Hammajo, Sum TV News.
Former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan has warned that weak governance and a compromised judiciary are damaging Nigerians' global reputation and discouraging investment. Speaking at the Aske Satsumari Foundation's annual colloquium in Abuja, he emphasized that the action of the executive, legislature, and judiciary shape the country's perceptions. Jonathan criticized judiciary interference, stating that no investor would risk capital in a nation where court judgment can be influenced by political actors. Addressing governance failures, he linked the situation to an Indian proverb about people pretending to be asleep, implying that leaders knowingly avoid making necessary reforms. He also challenged the notion that Nigeria's poor international image is solely due to cyber fraud, urging that governance failure are a more significant factor, while refraining from direct components on the Rivers State political crisis. He stressed the importance of leading, making sacrifice to ensure a stable and prosperous future. The colloquium has featured discussions on diversity, equity, and inclusion with Plateau State Governor Caleb Mofwang and Kenyan Senator Crystal Asiag, highlighting the need for stronger policies to protect marginalized groups, particularly persons with disabilities. Religious leaders have called on Christians to uphold righteousness as a guiding principle in their daily lives, emphasizing its roles in fostering peace, justice, and moral integrity. Speaking at a Sunday gathering, the cleric stressed that righteousness remains the foundation for a transformed society, urging believers to live by biblical values of honesty, love, and obedience to God's command. Citing spiritual references, he reminded Christians that righteousness exalts nations and strengthens communities. Some TV correspondent fights in the report.
At today's Sunday service at Ekwa Good News GRA Gombe, the senior pastor Reverend Apollos Hassan called on Christians to embrace righteousness, reminding them that judgment and death await every soul.
Any message that concerns death, judgment, we don't want to hear that. But judgment and death is must, because man sinned before God and God has already made the verdict that judgment is must. In fact, finally, man must die. So where are the churches that are preaching, death shall not be your portion? They are liars. They are liars. In fact, they are false teachers because they did not concur with the scripture.
Speaking after the service, Reverend Hassan elaborated on his sermon, emphasizing the need for faithfulness to God and obedience to leadership, especially among the youth.
Today's sermon was based on the book of Jeremiah chapter 6. We have 30 verses in the book of Jeremiah chapter 6, and I tagged it, God's judgment on sin. The kingdom of Judah, or people of Judah, were warned by God severally about sin. They should stop sinning, and they refused to listen to God. And Jeremiah, as a prophet, God raised him and used him to go and address the kingdom that someday God will judge them. Since we have a lot of verses in the book of Jeremiah chapter 6, as I stated earlier, I divided the verses into 4 segments. Number 1, when you read Jeremiah chapter 6 from number 1 through 9, you discover that God addressed them about the besiegement of the city of Jerusalem. And when you read from verses 10 through 15, you discover that God spoke about the rebellion of the people of Judah. And when you read from verses 16 through 20, you discover that God spoke about the way they rejected his way. When you go to verses 21 through 30, you discover that God spoke about an invasion from the north. Whenever God is addressing a person, people, community, God wants us to be loyal to him. God wants us to live a righteous life, not wicked life. Just like the way when you look at the way we are living in this nation, some of us may claim that we are religious people. What is inside us differs from what is on our lips.
He also revealed the church's effort to ease transportation challenges for worshippers, ensuring easy access to church service.
Now, even from our church now, considering the kind of life that people are passing through, the hardship, we decided to look for buses conveying people to their area so that at least it will ease them about transportation. On that judgment day, when the Lord shall come, many, many people shall be disappointed. Some will be crying, some will be saying, oh, had I known, had I known, had I known.
From Gombe, Kamal Hamajo, Som TV News.
troops of 6th Brigade Nigerian Army Sector 3 Operation Wheelstroke in collaboration with Sector 2 Operation Safe Haven have dismantled bandits' hideout and arrested suspected gun runners in military operation across Taraba and Plateau State. According to a statement by Captain Olubodunde Oni, Acting Assistant Director of Nigerian Public Relations and Offensive, was launched on March 22nd at Achale, a border community with Karim Lamido and Wuse Plateau. The troops engaged and dialogued armed bandits, recovering a motorcycle before advancing to another stronghold. At a second location, which housed over 70 huts, the criminals resisted but were overpowered. Another motorcycle and an international passport belonging to a suspected syndicate members, Muhammadu Dahiru, were seized. Further operation on March 16th in Maraba Donga local government area targeted notorious gun runner Iremia Aboki and Tanko Adamu, leading to the recovery of 4 pistols, a pump-action rifle, and 6 cartridges. Though the suspects escaped, troops continued their crackdown, arresting a suspected gun runner, Al-Haji Mansour Mohammed, on March 20 in Donga local government area. He was found with 1.2 million naira, believed to be for illegal arm procurement, with preliminary investigations linking the funds to sponsor the Bauchi state. Additionally, troops apprehended a suspect bandit leader, Adamu Yakubu, who was allegedly involved in multiple kidnapping and violent crimes across Katsina, Benue State, and the Benue Southern Taraba. Reports linked him and 6 others to a deadly March 10 attack on Tse Shake village in Katsina. A joint security operation involving Federal Capital Territory Police Command and the military has rescued a kidnapped naval officer, Lieutenant Cynthia Akko, and 2 civilians abducted from Mpape, Abuja. The victims were taken on March 21st with armed men attacked the Maman Vatsa Estate Gate, blocked Pape Road, and opened fire on vehicles before abducting them. Following a distress call, security forces, including the police, anti-kidnapping units, the military, the Department of State Service, and local hunters launched a search and rescue mission across Pape and nearby areas in Nasarawa State. Acting on intelligence operative stormed a Fulani resettlement in Angwan Moazo and Yelwa Hills in the early hours on 23rd March, arresting 4 suspects and recovering 3.2 million naira, suspected to be ransom money from previous kidnapping. The rescue victims are receiving medical care at the Nigerian Army Clinic and are in stable condition. Security deployments have been reinforced in Pape and surrounding areas to prevent future incidents, while efforts are going on to track down other suspects. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLA, has arrested a 43-year-old Indian woman, Netu, at the Malam Aminu Kano International Airport with 72 parcels of heroin disguised as chocolates. The drugs weighing 100 kilograms were discovered in her luggage during an inbound clearance of a Qatar Airways flight from Thailand via Vietnam and Doha. NDLA Chairman Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, highlighted the increased involvement of foreign nationals in drug trafficking and praised the agency's vigilance. In a separate operation in Kano, officers arrest Michael Ogundele with 50,000 tramadol pills concealed in a gas cylinder. Other seizures in Kano include 27 kg of song and 424 bottles of codeine-based syrup. In Lagos, authorities apprehended suspects with over 168 kg of skunks, tramadol, codeine, heroin, and methamphetamine across Mushin Apapa in Ikotun. The NDLEA also continued its nationwide anti-drug sensitization campaign in schools and communities. Commending the officers' involvement, Marwa urged them to sustain their efforts in combating drug trafficking. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SIRAP, has sued President Bola Tinubu over the suspension of Rivers State Governor Seminalayi Fubara as Deputy Ngozi Odu and member of the State House of Assembly. The president declared a state of emergency in Rivers State, citing recent violence, explosion, and vandalism linked to political crisis. Relying on Section 305 in the 1999 Constitution, he suspended the elected officials for 6 months, a move that has sparked criticism from political and legal groups, including the Nigerian Bar Association and opposition leaders. SIRAP, in a statement on Sunday, argued that the suspension violates constitutional and international legal principle, undermining democracy and the rule of law. The group filed the lawsuits at the Federal High Court in Abuja through 3 members of its Volunteers Lawyers Network in Rivers State. SIRAP Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare emphasized that the suspension amaze citizens in their rights and participate in governance, contradicting the Nigerian Constitution and International Charter on Human Rights and Democracy. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has arraigned 4 individuals before Justice Mohammed Maina of the Borno State High Court in Maiduguri over an alleged 50 billion naira fraud. The defendant Mohammed Nuhu Babangida Maru, Amadou Sule, and Alhaji Malagana face charges of criminal misappropriation of breach of trust. Nuhu was also accused of misappropriating 18.9 million naira from an NGO action against hunger, while Maru allegedly diverted 8.5 million naira intended for purchasing tricycles. The defendant pleaded not guilty. The prosecution requested trial dates and their remand in custody. Maru was granted bail of 10 million naira with 2 others, one of whom must be a relative or a traditional title holder. The court adjourned the trial to April 26, 2025, and the defendants were remanded in the Maiduguri Maximum Correctional Center. The Nigerian Institution of Surveyor NIS has urged the Kaduna State government to establish the office of the Surveyor General to curb quarry in profession. The call was made by the chairman of the Kaduna branch of NIS. We go on a break now. We'll be right back. Please don't go away.
offer both business and personal loan with flexible repayment plan. We are located in different parts of Taraba State. Jalingo branch, opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Amarua Way, 090-3134-4333. Zing branch, Zenith Bank agent beside College of Education, Zing, 070-3125-2559. Are you a businessman or woman? Do you need loan to grow your business? At Taraba Business Development Center, we offer both business and personal loan with flexible repayment plan. We are located in different parts of Taraba State. Jalingo branch, opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Amarua Way, 090-3134-4333. Zing branch, Zenith Bank agent beside College of Education, Zing, 070-3125-2559. Are you a businessman or woman? Do you need loan to grow your business? At Taraba Business Development Center, we offer both business and personal loan with flexible repayment plan.
Here is a public service announcement to all youth groups and organizations in Taraba State. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Taraba State on Youth Affairs, in collaboration with the Special Advisor, Youth Empowerment and the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Taraba State Chapter, invites all youth groups in the state to register for Taraba State Youth Transformation Initiative. Registration is free. The Taraba Youth Transformation Initiative is strategically designed to identify and equip youth groups with skills to enhance youth development. Registration will take place in all the 168 political wards in Taraba State. Registration starts 31st of March 2025. Venue: all local government secretariats across the state. Don't miss out. Register your youth groups today and take a step towards unlocking your full potentials. Join us and let's build a brighter future for Taraba youths. Ambassador Emmanuel George, JP, SSA, Youth Affairs, Announcer.
But no matter how long you live, you cannot learn it all. You can only do your best because you know go feed you all. So if you want to criticize.
The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, has directed Nigerian Air Force (NAF) personnel to intensify air offensive against bandits while ensuring civilian safety. The directive was issued during a visit to the Air Component Headquarters of Operation Fasam Yama in Katsina and Sokoto State. According to a statement by NAF Headquarters spokespersons, Group Captain Kabiru Ali, the order aligned with the force's civilians' armed mitigation action plan, emphasizing precision air operations. The CAC commended the troops for their commitment and urged them to sustain the momentum, highlighting air power as a diverse decisive force in countering criminal elements and supporting ground operation. He reaffirmed the importance of intelligence, logistics, and troops' welfare, ensuring personnel of continuous support in these areas. During his visit, he assessed operational aircraft, inspected infrastructure projects, and reviewed newly constructed facilities, including accommodation, to enhance operational efficiency. The visit comes amid intensified military efforts to combat banditry and restore security in the Northwest region. The CAS presence was seen as a morale booster, reinforcing the strategic importance of sustained air operation in Nigeria's insurgency efforts. The Federal Airport Authorities of Nigeria's FAN has announced the temporary closure of the Samuel Ladoke Akintola Airport in Ibadan, Oyo State, to facilitate extensive upgrading works. FAN's Director of Public Affairs and Consumers Protection, Obiageli Ora, confirmed the federal government's approval of the closure in a statement on Sunday. The upgrade is part of the Oyo State government's initiatives to transform the airport from a domestic to an international facilities. Consequently, the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency has closed the runway and suspended operation in line with International Civil Aviation Organization regulation. FAN emphasized that the closure was necessary to ensure passengers and personnel safety while meeting aviation safety standard. The Edo State Executive Council has approved several major projects, including renovation of public schools and the reconstruction of roads across the local government areas. The announcement was made by Commissioner for Information and Communication, Honorable Paul, following the Council's meeting over by Governor Monday Okpevolo. The Council ratified contracts in compliance with procurement, law, and tender board certification, ensuring transparency and efficiency. Approval was also given for the purchase of 4 Hilux van and 4 Parado Jeep for the Edo State Oil and Gas Development Commission. Additionally, the government terminated 10 roads contracts to standardize projects, excursion, and accelerate completion. To support education, the state approved the renovation of several public schools, aligning with its commitment to providing a conducive learning environment. The council also reviewed ongoing contracts, ensuring that contractors who have made progress receive payment while maintaining high standard. The Okpebolo administration has pledged to sustain infrastructure and human capital development, demonstrating a commitment to governance, community, and project completion. The All Progressive Congress APC National Working Committee has extended the tenure of the Benue State Caretaker Committee by 6 months in an effort to stabilize the party amid ongoing internal disputes. A letter signed by the party's National Secretary, Senator Sarajuddin Ajibola Bashiru, confirmed the extension, signaling that the factional conflict within the state chapter remains unresolved. The community members received their reappointment letters at the APC State Secretariat in Makurdi. Caretaker Committee Chairman Dr. Benjamin Omale expressed gratitude to the national leadership for its intervention, reaffirming its commitment remains in charge despite opposition from former chairman Honorable Austin Agada, who continues to assert his leadership. Omale warned against any attempt to undermine the community, emphasizing the administration's commitment to governance and stability under Governor Aicent Alia. That's all for now. Some TV is a 24-hour TV station. We are live every day. You can follow us on Facebook at Some TV and on YouTube at Super Media TV. My name is Esther Oka Steven. Thanks for watching.
Attention Taraba, here is a public service announcement to all youth groups and organizations in Taraba State. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Taraba State on Youth Affairs, in collaboration with the Special Advisor, Youth Empowerment and the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Taraba State Chapter, invites all youth groups in the state to register for Taraba State Youth Transformation Initiative. Registration is free. The Taraba Youth Transformation Initiative is strategically designed to identify and equip youth groups with skills to enhance youth development. Registration will take place in all the 168 political wards in Taraba State. Registration starts 31st of March 2025. Venue: all local government secretariats across the state. Don't miss out. Register your youth groups today and take a step towards unlocking your full potentials. Join us and let's build a brighter future for Taraba youths. Ambassador Emmanuel George, JP, SSA, Youth Affairs, Announcer.
But no matter how long you live, you cannot learn it all. You can only do your best because you know go feed you.